What's good? How's everybody doing? I just clicked record. This is very nerve-wracking to do, really. I think after my first video, I just kept being like, oh yeah, like I'll definitely keep doing these videos and stuff. And then every time I do it, I just hear my mind just get like super nervous and just like, no, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? And I just had like thoughts and thought I should just share them and not have to always make it very kind of like set up the tripod and the camera and everything. I'm trying to make it easy. I'm trying to get it to be to just get words out to people. So what I want to talk about in this moment is protecting other people's feelings. I think I was raised in an environment where the culture was built on protecting other people's feelings and making sure that no one feels pain and no one feels any sort of harm at all. So you grow up with like this feeling of like, why make your own mistakes? Like, why feel hurt? Or when you could just like listen to me and not feel hurt. But if it was that simple, I feel like people wouldn't be who they are and it wouldn't stick. Like if it was that simple, a lot of us would have figured things out without having to experience them like a long time ago, you know? It would have been easy. It's like, oh yeah, just don't do that. And it's like, okay, I'm just not gonna do it anymore. But it's not that simple. People have to make their own mistakes because it's like the feeling that is real. It's like the awareness sticks with the feeling and sticks with what you feel is right in the moment. Because it's like advice is like a thought. It's like noise, mental noise. So sometimes it could be like a rational thought that actually has some weight to it, or sometimes it could just be made up nonsense. But an actual experience where you feel things and emotions are like feel more real and you actually experience them, it's like it's almost proof to or a testament to whether it was actually right or not, like whether the thought was actually correct or not. So that's why I'm realizing that like you have to stop protecting other people's feelings because you're actually like delaying their growth. Because what happens is that like you think that you've experienced the pain, you've had the pleasure of, well, not the pleasure, you've had the opportunity to experience that specific pain of that specific situation. And all of a sudden, you see someone else in that same type of predicament or same type of situation, and it almost like reminds you of that place, which I guess is like projecting like your own past emotions onto a current situation. You think that because it's happened to you when you feel this way and you took it that way, that if it happens to someone else, the same thing is going to happen or they're going to feel the same way as you. And that's like a kind of a unconscious projection onto someone else. And, I didn't even know it. It's crazy. You wouldn't even, I've been through that and I just figured this out like a few minutes ago. So when you decide to take that opportunity away from someone, what I've realized is that like you're delaying the opportunity really, because sooner or later emotions all must come to the surface eventually. And when you are trying to like kind of almost push someone's emotions down thinking you're protecting them, it's just kind of like throwing more stuff under the rug, because it's this idea of like, why feel negative emotions? You don't have to feel that way anymore. but it's also a bit selfish. It's like, I went through it and it was bad, so you don't go through it. But it creates, what I've learned is that it creates a lot of resentment from the other person, because they are missing out on a piece of life that they could have experienced. But your intention of service caused a disservice to them, which is super ironic, but that actually makes a lot of sense. Because I remember back in the day when I feel like when something would tell me that like that there's something that I'm doing like maybe wrong around a certain group of people, and they react in a way, and then they don't tell me what I did was wrong, I remember feeling very upset, like, because then maybe people would start like moving away, or like they start like not being as close as they were. I remember thinking like, damn it, just tell me what I did wrong. Like, I wish I could know what I did wrong so I could have that awareness, instead of just like moving away and just like having me kind of deal with it myself, because I would love that awareness. But then I realized that that's also like not their responsibility. They don't have to tell me that. But like, I remember thinking that and feeling that, like, I wish someone would give me that awareness. But at the same time, when I'm in the other situation where I'm like the person experiencing like a behavior from another person, that like I feel like I always feel like if I brought it up, it'll bring up like a lot of resistance and bring demons out, you know? So I used to think that was a bad thing, so I wouldn't do that, because it's also kind of not my responsibility. But if someone ever asks you, hey, like, I feel like I'm doing this and wrong, so and so, like, tell me what I'm doing that I could improve, then like they're actually asking you, then you could tell them. But sometimes I've learned that people around me have told me that it's okay to let people's demons come out, because that's dirt under the rug. You gotta clean it out eventually. It's gotta all come out eventually. So, because we're all reflections of each other and mirrors to one another, it makes it, that would be the ultimate favor. That's better than protecting their feelings. That's better than trying to guard them from any sort of emotional pain. Just be a clear reflection to people. That's like the ultimate service you could do to someone, is that when they're around you, they're gifted with awareness. That's your gift to them. Not in a criticizing way that you should do this and this and that, but just like honesty, I think, is key. Because you're taking away an opportunity from them, whether you like it or not. And I just don't think that's a good thing to do, basically. Because people don't even perceive, another thing is people don't even perceive emotions and situations the same way that you do. Like, I'll be in a situation where like maybe someone said something to someone else and I feel like pain all of a sudden. It's like it was said to me, that I'll try to defend. Well, maybe they didn't feel that way. Maybe they didn't take it the way you took it. And so instead of trying to focus on my reaction to someone else, to the words of the other person, be like saying it to someone else, instead of focusing on that, I always just went to the other person and try to like make them, kind of calm them down, of like the whole like, I went through this, so I don't want anyone else to go through this as well. That kind of like hero arc. But there is no one singular hero, like, and everyone's already dealing with their own stuff as is. So I think the best way is to like be a clear reflection to people, is to have a clear reflection on yourself, wiping your own mirror, and just being fully clear and almost like transparent in how you feel. You feel everything in your body, and you just like allow it to rise and allow it to just be there. Because that way, when people see how accepting you are of yourself, it actually like almost connects with them and makes them accept things about themselves, and things that they can't control, and a lot of other aspects of their life. So protecting someone's feelings is never truly the answer. So we need to stop that. It's probably going to be the title of this video. Stop protecting other people's feelings. Yes. But yeah, I think that's the end of the stream of consciousness I got. So thank you again for tuning in. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to keep making videos like this, and see what happens. So as I said, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, and I hoped this helped in any way that's possible. Thank you, and farewell.